Elizabeth, you've been an entrepreneur for most of your life before you became a venture capitalist. What are some of the biggest challenges facing first-time founders and entrepreneurs as you see it?
Wow, so many. When I was an entrepreneur, I made so many mistakes, but I think if I had to bucket it, there are two main areas that kind of make or break a business in the early days. This is before you're scaling and before you're hiring lots of people. One is around customer acquisition, and the other is around fundraising. And I think, just lightly speaking, for both of those, which obviously both involve money, for customer acquisition, if you don't come from a marketing or sales background, really understanding what are the tools and the metrics that I need to track, it's something where a lot of founders fail. And if you don't have a good handle on your specific numbers, your cohorts, are you growing and in which channels, et cetera, it's gonna be really hard to know how can you improve your business. And on the fundraising side, as a first-time founder, you have no idea how to fundraise. What are you supposed to say? How do you close? How do you get people to commit? Everyone just seems so slippery. Investors are always so evasive and elusive.
You're focused on investing in very early stage companies and often overlooked founders. Why do you see such an opportunity investing in these types of founders?
One of the things I've noticed over the years is that the best founders actually have something very interesting in common, but it's not what people think. It's that they can set a goal for next week and hit it, and set another goal for the week after and hit it, and just keep on moving your feet forward one at a time. And the vast majority of founders can't do that. And I call that hustle. It's really executing with speed. And when you think about it, all founders basically are racing against the clock. And I think money is certainly a component of it. It can extend your race. But at the end of the day, what matters is what can you do with this limited amount of time that you have? How many experiments can you run to try to get on this new trajectory? And that is not correlated with schools or where you worked or anything like that. That hustle can be found anywhere, and we are looking for people, entrepreneurs with hustle.
What advice do you have for first-time founders who experience hostile situations with investors?
It's tricky, and I think, in all honesty, one of the reasons why I decided to start a VC firm is we want to help change that behavior of the overall landscape. When you think about it, if you have enough new VCs coming into the ecosystem who are good actors, then founders will have choice. So I would say that, we're not quite there yet, but founders have more choice now than they did 5 years ago, and if you have that choice, then great. Pick to go with better VCs. If you don't, I think unfortunately, you kind of have to roll with the punches a bit, and that can make decisions very challenging. I think, just drawing from personal experience, when I was raising money for my startup many years ago now, I was sitting down with an investor, and he said, I don't want to say the wrong thing and call you a meek Asian woman, but I wonder how you'll lead 100 people. And you have to make a decision. Do you want to work with this person or not? I think in my case, I felt like I only want to work with investors whom I like and can work well with, and I didn't feel like that was very appropriate, and I think we just cut off conversations from that point on. I don't even think he would have invested, but even if he had wanted to, that's not the type of person I would have wanted to work with and would have preferred to have bootstrapped.
So many startups are being created every single day. What's the key to ensuring longevity?
I think, frankly speaking, starting a company is a lot of luck. Certainly every founder works very hard. A lot of founders are very sharp and focused on the right things. But if there's just not an amazing business opportunity there, it's really hard to push a boulder up the mountain, even if you're the best, pusher or whatever. And so I think, in all honesty, the way I see entrepreneurship is founders should think of that as a career, where maybe this venture doesn't work out, but try again. And a lot of founders lose confidence because a particular venture didn't work out. But I think it's a numbers game. If you have enough at-bats, then maybe one of these ventures will work out well. And I think that's just a lot of luck.
How does the Valley differ from operating and working in other markets?
The Valley is a special place. I think that these days, founders can start companies pretty much anywhere in the world, at least where there's reliable internet access, at least for a software business, and you have a little bit of talent in town. But I think the Valley is special in a few ways. One is when it comes to scaling a business, the biggest software exits are still here. The biggest funding dollars for software companies still here. So a lot of the companies that get to that level inevitably end up moving here. But I think even beyond that, there's a culture where while this is changing in many other places in the world, people around here don't care about failure. They just see that as, okay, you missed your at-bat. We're willing to fund you again. And the other thing is there's a culture of giving back. Okay, I had a small exit. I'm gonna now start to invest in other companies here. I'm gonna start to mentor other companies here. You see angel investors running around this town investing $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, small checks. But if you have enough people in this town doing that, you have a lot of mentorship, a lot of advisors, and a lot of investors, and that's really special.